Well, this is all about Voxer. Voxer's really hard. It's like walking barefoot in the snow uphill both ways, but not really. Voxer's pretty simple. This training is based on the Voxer app for the iPhone. Android and Windows 8 have apps that differ a little bit, some different functions, different look and feel. So the first part of this is really aimed at a new person just starting out with Voxer. So I'm new, now what? Well, the first thing is to get Voxer. On the iPhone, it's the App Store. Search for Voxer. Choose Voxer Walkie Talkie PTT. On the iPad, search for Voxer, and then at the left end of the very top row, it's going to say iPad only. Click on that and choose iPhone only. That's the only way you can get Voxer to show up on the iPad. On the Android, it's simple. Go to Play, Google, Com, Store, search for Voxer. There are two versions. One is free, which is free. The other is the Pro version, $3 a month or $29.99 a year, and you can always upgrade from the free to the Pro. Well, the first thing you do when you get Voxer is you create an account. Use your email address and you create a password and remember the password. If you ever need to deactivate your account, you're going to need that password. If you want to create a Voxer Support account, if you have the Pro version, you need that password. So that's important. And if you're, well, deactivation can be important based on an issue that we'll talk about a little bit later. And we will show you how to get that support account. So the first thing when you activate Voxer is it's going to ask to access your address book. My recommendation is say no. I do not like web applications accessing my address book, period. But it's up to you. You want to manage your account. Click on the four bars, upper left, and edit your profile. In both the free and pro version, you can upload a picture, and you can change a picture, and that's what people see when they search for you. They see that picture when you send them a chat or you're in a group chat. Then the next thing is Voxer Contacts. You can only directly send a Voxer chat to someone in your contacts, and you have to put them in. So how do you do it? Well, you can search for people. You can type a name and the Voxer database will say that person is either there or not. Here I typed in a name of a friend, Wayne Kemp. He's not there. The closest is Wayne Kemple. So that didn't work. So what's a better way to search? Well, I can type in a name. And here I typed in my friend Nancy Warner down in Atlanta. But there are lots of Nancy Warners in Voxer. Think John Smith or Jane Doe. There can be many, many, many. Which is the one I want? Well, I don't know. So another way is to type in an email address. When you set up your Voxer account, you entered your email, and Voxer keeps your email, all the email addresses in their database. So I typed in Nancy's, and up popped the correct Nancy. Now also, when you sign up for Voxer, it will assign you a unique username, and it's usually 8 to 12 characters. Nancy's was NWARNE755. If someone that you know sends you their unique name from Voxer in a email, text message, or calls you up or whatever, you can use that name to search also and find the person you want. So I touched the icon by Nancy Warner, and I get this screen. So I click on Add, and Nancy goes into my Voxer contact list. See, there she is in my contacts. Now you can edit your Voxer contacts, and occasionally I've put the wrong person in by mistake early on. If you click on Edit, these little selectable circles appear by each name. You can tap on a circle and select one or more names. I tapped on Pamela Sue, and I could select Delete, but I'm not. I'm going to click Cancel, and I'm going to keep Pamela Sue in my contacts. If you are in a chat, and you're new, and you get, for example, set up in our Legacy Broadcast chat, you can click on the gear in that upper right-hand corner, and this applies to any chat, and a menu appears, and on that menu you can select members. Someone else has put all these members into the chat, but not everyone in a chat is in your Voxer contact list. You have to add them individually, and you can add people from a chat group, and they will go to your Voxer contact list. So scroll through the chat group for people that you want to add to your Voxer contacts. I selected Christine Flada. I tapped on her name, and this screen appears, and I tap Add, and she goes into my contacts, and the next thing that happens is it says Send Message. I have that option. And if you are going through your contacts and click on a person, this is the screen that you'll see. Click on Send Message, and you can then create and send a message to them. Now, editing your chats. As our use of Voxer goes through time, there are going to be little chats that you have that aren't relevant anymore. So you look at your chat list and say, in this case, you and Cindy had chatted about something, and it was taken care of. So swipe your finger across that chat from right to left, and this menu appears. It's an option, and you can click Delete, and the chat is gone. Now, this does not affect future chats with Cindy. You're simply getting rid of this one, but your relationship is still there. I think it's a good idea to go through your chats periodically and delete the dead ones. Now, if you clicked on the More choice, then this menu will appear. And if you're behind in listening to messages, oops, you can mark all the messages in the chat as read. We won't go into walkie-talkie, or we can just cancel that. Now, this is important. Deleting chat versus leaving chat. When you are in a group chat and you click on the gear and more, and then you click on More Options, this menu appears. Now, headset detect, not a problem. Normal notifications, not a problem. Walkie-talkie, not a problem. Tap to talk, that can be a problem. We'll talk about that in a minute. Leave chat, big problem. If you leave a chat, you are out, period. You have to create a new Voxer account to get back in. Earlier, when I talked about setting up your Voxer account and remembering your username or your email address and your password, if you need to deactivate an account and create a new one because you made a mistake and left a chat, that's, again, when you need that password, because you'll have to create a new account. It's happened a number of times to folks on our team, and I know on other teams. Delete chat. That is spring cleaning. Delete chat is deleting all the old messages. But the next time you get a message or someone sends a message to the chat group, it appears back, and all the messages in the future will appear for you. One important note: if you're going to delete a chat, you want to make sure that there's nothing in there that you want to save, and we'll talk about saving stuff later if you're interested, because those previous messages will be gone. Now, this is kind of exciting. Yesterday, Voxer just added a warning to leave chat, and it says once you leave this chat, you cannot join it again. I think that Voxer did this in response to the input from a number of us in the Juice Plus community asking for more clarification on the difference between leave chat and delete chat. So thank you, Voxer Support. So far, what have we learned? You've learned you can set up Voxer, you can put your picture in, you can add people to your Voxer contacts and edit the contacts, and you can delete one-on-one chats, and you can delete the message history of a group chat. If that's all you need to know, thank you very much. Goodbye. But we'll go on. We'll talk about, oh, no, you probably want to know how to create messages. So there are 3 ways to start a chat or a message. One, first you can use the contact list, click on a name and choosing the send message option. Second, you can click on a person's icon in a group chat and send a private message to that person. If you're in a group chat and let's say somebody sends a really nice message, it's probably good protocol not to say thank you to the whole group, because if it's really good message, you're going to have 50, 60, 70 thank yous, and that just clutters up Voxer. So click on the icon and send that person a private message saying, hey, thanks, I appreciate what you did. The last way to create a message is to click on the icon in the lower right corner of the home screen over there by the red arrow. So when you click on that, you are taken to your Voxer Contacts, and here I typed in a couple of names, and you can type in names and they will appear, or you can scroll down through your list and tap on names and they will go into that to area. And when you're ready, then in the upper right corner, you click on Create. And now we get a message. So regardless of how you start a message, you have three choices for making the message. You can push to talk. You can take and send a picture, or you can do a text message. You choose. So let's talk about push to talk. When you push to talk, that orange button that we saw on the previous screen turns green when it's recording. And there are two ways that you can do that. One is hold the button, or you can tap to talk. I've got mine set to hold the button, but if you want to tap to talk, and what that means is that you touch the button and you do not have to keep your finger on your iPad, iPhone, smart device. You can just keep talking. When you're done, tap the button again. To go to that, make that choice on the home screen, on those four bars in the upper left corner, click there, then click Settings, then Audio and Notifications, and then where the red arrow is on the screen here, tap to talk. Tap the orange button and it remains green, and it will record until you tap again. It's convenient but dangerous. It can create the Voxer equivalent of the infamous butt call. Got to watch that one. Now you can take pictures. That's the second way that you can create a Voxer message. And here are the options when you click on the camera. You can, this menu will appear, take photo or choose from library. So, boy, you took a picture. And good thing then they give you a choice of retaking it or use a photo. In this case, thankfully, I went to my photo library, got a photo of my grandson, and I sent it to Dee. Much smarter choice. And then the third choice is text messages. So you click on the right-hand icon. The typing menu will appear, and you can then dictate a message by clicking on the microphone down at the bottom row there, or you can type a message using the keypad, or you can copy and paste text from another source, or a combination. So what have we learned? We can set up Voxer, including your picture. You can find and add people to your Voxer contact list. You can do spring cleaning, deleting old messages and chats, and you know that you do not want to leave a chat. You can create a chat 3 different ways, and of course you've got 3 choices to actually execute the chat: the picture, the talking, and the text. You're now part of your team in the Juice Plus community. Well, how about copy and paste? You can copy text from any source and paste it. It works just like a text message or an email, Word, whatever. Copy and paste. So how about copy and paste within Voxer? Of course you can. You can copy a message from one chat to another. The fastest way is to tap the text, select copy, create a new message going to someone else, touch in the message field, and do paste. It works just like sending a text message. And of course you can add additional text preceding or following the pasted text. So how about copying or forwarding a message? Here we've got some messages. The iPhone and the Android do this differently. So I'm going to forward this voice message from Jackie Klein. And there is a little arrow to the right of her message. I click on that arrow. I get this screen, and I want to click on the action icon in the upper right corner. And when I click on that icon, I want to select copy. There we go. The forwarded voice message is sent as a link to a file on the Voxer server. This is what happens with the iPhone today. It may change. It's different with the Android. So I then went to another message, and you can see there I created a message to D, and I pasted a message from Jackie Klein in the message. And what Voxer puts in every time is this thing: listen to my Vox, and then they put a link to that message to the Voxer server. When the recipient gets the message, they click on that link, and I will show you that screen in a minute, and up comes the message, and they play it. Another example is there down at the bottom where I have that same message with no text, and that I could just send that. Now the Android does it differently. If on an Android phone you forward a voice message, the recipient sees your picture and then a voice message. So if I had forwarded that message on an Android phone to Dee, she would have seen my picture, and when she played it, it would have been Jackie Klein's voice. I want an Android phone in the worst way to do that a little bit. It'd be kind of fun. Anyway, so some advanced topics. We can customize notifications. You can look at that list. We'll go through these now. And again, if you're new and this is not important to you, thank you very much. So, customize notifications. The feature is not foolproof. Dee and I have identical phones with identical configurations. Notifications work differently on our two phones. We don't know why. We've been in contact with Voxer Support, and they don't have a good reason either. And I know of some other couples who have identical phones set up identically, and notifications work differently on their phones. However, you can try the feature. So if there's a chat that's really important to you and you don't want to miss it, hit the gear in the upper right corner, hit More Options when you're in that chat, and tap the arrow by Normal Notifications and select Extreme. And you can do the opposite. You can turn notifications off for the selected chatterbox. Now, how about chat groups? There are roles for chat groups. They can have team-wide announcements, team-wide resources, smaller teams, more engagement. One important thing for a new distributor, it might be a good idea to have a small chat group with a new person, the sponsor, and the NMD. That seems to be working for quite a few folks. Could have regional collaboration, and I know we're going to come up with a lot more uses for these chat groups. So, if you want to create a chat group, go into your contacts and select some people that belong in that group, and then click on Create. This is what the screen will look like. Before you start sending the message, you may want to name the group. So tap your finger at the right end of the names on this screen, between the C and the gear. A white box will appear around the names. At this point, you want to tap inside the white box. The cursor will go to the end of the list. The keyboard appears, and you can use the backspace key on the keyboard to erase all the names and type in the chat group name. So I created the fun bunch, and now you can click on the gear. You can click on members when that menu pops up, and you can see who is in the fun group. I want to note that anyone in a chat group can add new members to the group. There is no master administrator for chat groups. How about Voxer Support? When you're in the home screen, click on those 4 bars, select Settings, and click on Support for the menu that appears. The simple way to contact Voxer Support is click on Contact Us. This appears. Fill in the subject, fill in the content. You will receive an email acknowledgement from Voxer, and very shortly thereafter you will get a response to your question. Now, if you click on Help and Support in that same menu, this is what you see on an iPhone. I'm not sure if it's identical on an Android, but you could go to those, if you click on Voxer Pro, Voxer, or FAQs, or community forums, it will take you to that website. Down at the bottom, you also see Submit Request. A pro user feature, you can create a help and support account to use this feature. The advantage of doing it here is that it allows you to track your requests. It's a little more involved than simply using the Contact Us option. So there are other Voxer resources. There's a great Voxer section on the Campbell website, www.campbellteam.net. Here's what's there as of June 18, and I'm sure it will continue to grow. This is the community sharing. Some other resources, you can do Google searches. If there's something that is not quite working for you, type in Voxer in that search, and you can do YouTube searches. There's some good YouTube videos out there on Voxer. There are team trainings like this one, and then there's going to be sharing tips with each other on Voxer. Now, sometimes there's a glitch, and we know this can happen. It's a computer after all. So if you're having problems and you can't find a solution, Voxer suggests 4 steps. First is check your internet connection. They suggest going to airplane mode on your phone. Let it stay in airplane mode for a few minutes, then come back. Try some other application that accesses the internet and make sure that you have a good internet connection. That can solve some issues. Second is do a hard reboot. On the iPhone, it's holding down the home and the sleep button and just hold them down until the Apple logo appears. It takes some time. Android's much simpler, just turn it off and then back on again. You can force quit Voxer and then relaunch, and the steps vary on the iPhone versus the Android. iPhone is hold down the home or tap the home button, and then you can swipe up on all the applications and do a force quit. And number 4, if all else fails, delete and reinstall Voxer. And the steps for doing that vary on the iPhone and the Android. And if that still doesn't solve the problem, then it's Voxer Support. Now, saving things on Voxer. Let's talk about My Notes. You can access My Notes by clicking on the 4 bars in the upper left corner. Then this screen appears and you can click on My Notes. Now, My Notes, from my perspective, has 2 primary functions. It's a place to temporarily save things, and it's a place to practice voice chats. Now, when I say temporary saving, what I mean is that Voxer cleans out the database. When things get 90 days old, they go out. It's like cleaning the refrigerator. So you do not want to save important things in My Notes. But you can use it to practice, practice, practice. You can record a message, listen, re-record many times as you want. And when it is the one that you want, you can then copy it to a text message on your iPhone and send it out. Now, you can empty My Notes by clicking on the gear, selecting more options, and delete chat. My Notes will not be inaccessible. You can absolutely get back into My Notes, but you will, if you're doing a lot of practicing there, you will want to clean it out. You cannot delete individual notes at this time. So here's some what I would do in My Notes. And let's say I've practiced, and I've got a message I really like. I tap on that arrow at the right of the message. This screen comes up. I click on the action button. I click on copy. And now I can create a message to a person or in a chat. And in this example, I added some text. I put my finger in the screen. The paste option came up, and I pasted that note from My Notes. And actually, it was a verbal message. Everybody who gets it will click on that link, and they'll go and they will hear that message. So that's what someone sees when they click on that link. When it first comes up, it looks like there's nothing there, but as soon as you click on the play link, you will see the length of the message. So there are going to be things that you want to save, things that you want to listen to again, things that you want to pass on. Again, My Notes is only temporary storage. Some other alternatives are programs like Notes and Evernote. I like using Notes or Evernote, and the big reason I like it, well, first it's permanent, but second, I can edit and organize the things I'm saving from Voxer on my PC or my Mac, and I can sync up with my smart device. Much easier to do it on the PC or the Mac than it is to organize things on my iPhone. So this is a view of my Evernote program a week ago or so. You can save things in Evernote, and then you can cut and paste back to Voxer. Like I said, we can use Evernote, or you can use anything as a source of cut and paste for Voxer. In Evernote, I created a notebook called Voxer, and I'm accumulating things. And once I've gotten 20, 30 things in there, I will probably reorganize them into different categories that make it easier to find. So Voxer Pro and free, mentioned that at the very beginning. Free is free, and Pro is either $3 a month or $29.99 a year. It's quite a bargain compared to VoiceCom. This is the differences that Voxer lists, and to me there are two things that I like. One is the last one on this page, that with Voxer free you can create chat groups, but I believe you're limited to about 15 people. With the Pro, it's up to 500. Wow, 500 people. These are some more differences. And the last one I like, and that is that a Voxer Pro user has what's called premium support. Any questions or feedback that I have get bumped to the front of the line for the support team ahead of free users. And I like that. And they've been quite responsive. They've been very good.